Welcome back to the episode of my trading vlog, where most of the views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, please hit the like button. If not, consider subscribing. We're gonna get going here on AMC first. This is a new view I have here, new screen for the channel. I'm gonna be showing my account balance on top left. I'm done day trading, so it's all gonna be theta plays from here. That $500 level, that was about where my stop loss was for the day trading. If you watched my video about the $36,000 goal, I did that on a $250 basis, not the entire value of my account. I did that because I knew I was gonna be day trading and I would probably lose money, which I did eventually. Which is great. Solidifying those losses today were a stupid mistake, which we'll talk about when we get there. Right now, we're going to keep breaking down the left side of this screen. I have a watch list here. It's called Top 5, but I've added a few more, so there's more than 5. These new symbols are Wulf, Soun, and Eose. We'll talk about each of those in turn as we go. And below that, I've got a daily chart, and let's just get going here on AMC. You can see on the hourly time frame in the main screen here, in the line chart, we've had a brutal sell-off. The RSI is just underwater, and as long as the price is trending down, that will remain that way. Volume has been spiking sporadically with the implied volatility, and of course the MACD here becomes very unreliable after these big sorts of moves, and so I'll just ignore the MACD right now completely, and maybe even the RSI, because there's just, the averages here are going to be very inaccurate. There's just so much price data to one direction. Anyway, for instance, a little pop, even just a little pop's going to make the RSI reach overbought like right away. And I wouldn't read too much into it because the amplitude of this wave is huge, right? From 40 down to 11. This is some wicked stuff. This is ridiculous. It's on the daily chart. You can just see this. It just plummets. The price is just plummeted. And on the daily time frame, the RSI is seriously like, I don't know, what is this? This is seriously so low. Let's see if I can even get it over here. It's like below 24. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Let's go to GameStop. GameStop is seeing a nice little pop higher. Maybe we're finally getting this wave 4. You can see on the daily time frame, this looks pretty good. Some sort of V bottoms coming in through here. Volume today so far is pretty good. We're seeing the RSI push up above 30. The RSI on the hourly time frame is reaching at overbought, which is good. The MACD here is sweeping upward. Implied volatility is actually positively correlated with the price right now, rising with the price. This could be an important flip in the IV that could signal that we've actually reached that bottom. You can see we broke the downtrend from last week, and this is looking really healthy. We may move sideways here for a few hours, maybe even into tomorrow. I would personally expect to see the price come down and backtest that downtrend before coming up and testing this next trend. We should see some pretty big swings in the price if we're going to watch a bullish reversal unfold. We'll talk about that if we can get above that 1830 resistance. For now, we're just in overbought and watching carefully. Let's go to SPY and let's go into, let's actually look at this chart. So a while ago, I forecasted more downside based on this leading diagonal triangle, and it was either waves A or 1. I'm actually going to I'm going to speculate that was actually wave A. We bounced into wave 2, which was B, and then fell further in a motive trend, which I am going to call C. And what this does is it confirms, this would acknowledge that this push down has been corrective in nature and won't unfold into a 5-wave form as I had supposed, unless this is that 5th wave right here. But pushing today up again, I'm pretty confident that we're actually looking at an ABC, and what we're going to see next is another motive wave to the upside. Go ahead and delete that. This could very easily just be waves A, B, and C in a larger correction. Go ahead and delete that too. And this is a reactionary trend. After all, this low didn't take out this prior low towards 433.85. And it does look like A, B, and C, right? Deleting that 5 as well. We're now reaching at overbought on the hourly time frame with a single strike. We could grind sideways before popping higher. And again, this could be waves 2 or A, or at this point, it may as well just be called wave 1 of the next wave pushing higher. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit more actually and show you what I mean by that. So let's just go default here. Okay, so here you go. This is kind of a confusing chart. There's a lot of lines through here. We've reached a few different price targets. We've broken out of a symmetrical triangle and pushed higher, reached that target, which was at 443.86, topped out towards 451.91, and that would be the extension target from this initial impulse. And this, I'm thinking, is actually a wave 3 extension where we've had waves 1, 2, and you can see that wave 2 through here is relatively flat, and now we're pushing into waves 3, This was a sharp wave 4, and now we're going to be watching for wave 5. And wave 5 is probably going to test resistance at that prior high at 457. If it doesn't get above there, we'll call it a truncated fifth. Otherwise, we can expect it to be similar to wave 1 in amplitude. And here that was a rally from 357 to 407, which was $50. If we get that same sort of linear relationship, we're looking at 480 something up here. Yeah, so we could see one more pop and SPY, and what that would do is it would complete a motive wave count through here, which on an even larger time frame would be another wave 5. And I actually think I have that one shown on SPX. And if I zoom out a little more, if I go up to the weekly time frame, now this is a really confusing count. But basically what that would be saying is that this is wave 4 through here, which was a sharp, and that would be ending now. I was supposing we were in wave A of that sharp. This would be a wave B rally, and we come down for wave C. But at this point, we're just going to have to assume that the wave 4 has ended and we're going up into wave 5 at the super cycle degree. And that next push up I'm talking about would complete that. And if we get near that 480 level, what's that do? It puts us near that all-time high. This would make a lot of sense for a wave 5 characteristically. And I think then we'll actually see the bear market start. We could have some more upside in the near-term future. It may be another couple of months before we start getting a really big bearish push down, which is, of course, frustrating if you're a bear. The MACD has crossed bearishly here, but that's not looking very strong yet. We've reached overbought in the RSI once. I'm going to be looking for a bearish divergence up here to form. We're going to be watching SPY very carefully. Now, we're going to go into some other things here that I haven't looked at before. Well, no, let's first look at Plby. So, truth be told, I sold out of Plby last week. I'm just getting frustrated waiting here. We're coming towards that wave 5 target, so we could see a bullish reversal, but honestly, this is going to be a longer term play than I think I'm wanting to sit through, so I took a loss here as well. I took a lot of losses lately, and that's okay. We're just going to keep going here. Plby is looking like it might be ready to reverse. There's probably something to be said about this awkward falling wedge look. If we get a new low below 128, look out below. Who knows how far it's going to fall. We're probably going to set up a bullish divergence here in the RSI on the hourly time frame between this low of 128 and the end of this short-term downtrend, and that would be a good cue to enter long, I think, personally, if you're bullish. And I think long-term, I still am bullish, but the length of time for this to turn bullish, I think, is just gonna out what do you call it? I don't have the patience for it. It's gonna take forever. Okay, now let's talk about Fubo too before we get into anything new. This is my theta play, and it's going well, and I'm really happy with it. I sold a put, a $2 put. That's the strike I sold. That means I am selling somebody the right to sell shares at $2. And so why would they want to exercise that contract and sell me shares at $2 if they can buy or sell the shares for $2.12 on the market, right? Or even higher than that. This is a moving average. I think it made it the 50-period average. Currently, the price is sitting at $2.18. Why would you exercise your contract, sell me shares for $2 when you get 18 more cents on the open market? What this means is that the contract that I'm holding is becoming more and more worthless as we reach the expiration of that contract. Does that make sense? And so I sold this contract for $14. It's currently only worth $5.50, which means that if I were to close this contract now, buy it back, close it, then I would be in the green at 59%, or in this case, only $8. And that may not seem like a lot, right? But considering that I only had to put up $200 of cash in order to open the position, you take $14 as a percentage of 200, and it's pretty high, especially if we're talking about a 2-week time frame. Try getting interest on a CD that's that high. It's seriously like 15% or something like that. In fact, let's just open up a calculator and let's figure it out. So I've got $14, right? And it only cost me I put 200 down. I get 7% in 2 weeks. That's really good. That's really good. And so I'm just going to continue to do that. And that's the strategy to get to that $36,000 goal, is to use those kinds of compound interest gains to slowly build the account over time. So I'm going to continue to hold Fubo here, and then there's a couple of other symbols I want to try to do theta strategies on, and maybe right now it's not the best time to enter those positions, but I'm going to be sharing them. Fubo's doing really well here on the daily time frame. You can see We actually gapped up higher, came down, and are bouncing now. That's what we're seeing, support on that 202 level. Yes, we're looking a little bullish through here. This could even be a little bull flag. If we can, nice to see that breakout and up. I kind of want to buy a call, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to try to sell the put. And then if we start making a big move, then I'll take some of the premium I collected, the $14, and then buy a call. But I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, now let's talk about something new. And first thing I want to do is I want to show the chart. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I did a lot of analysis here, and I've got a few different charts to share. On the daily time frame, you can see we've definitely had a big downtrend, and that downtrend has broken, and now we have like this really confusing smattering of lines. I'm going to walk you through it. The first three need to be a reactionary trend, which I believe they are, and we've gotten A, B, and C at the cycle degree here, and A, B, and C. Again, now this is a 3-3 pattern. What this does is it completes a corrective phase. And now we can start a bullish wave count. It's possible, too, that we could actually use this whole thing through here as a motive trend. We could. If you can see through the lines really, really well, this could easily be some sort of leading diagonal triangle through here where we would generally be saying, hey, that looks like a rising wedge. But in wave position A or 1, that's actually a bullish thing. It's called a leading diagonal triangle if it has specific characteristics, which includes a wave 1 and 4 overlap and an alternation between waveforms between opposing trend line touches, that being motive and corrective. Anyway, what we have is a good, strong uptrend. The RSI reaching overbought several times through here. This is telling me that we're probably in a motive wave. I'm probably going to be relabeling this in a motive wave trend shortly. This could be a reverse triangle as well. You can see that the price here through here is broadening. You can see that between this yellow trend line and this green uptrend. And we're seeing price push up. And I'm now starting to mark it in waves. Let's see here. This is actually super cycle 1 and super cycle 2. We're pushing into... oh goodness, the first extension of Super Cycle 3, which is going to be, well, actually, I skipped a wave degree here. This should be one higher. This should be at the cycle degree. I'm just going to fix that. It's really easy to do. Let's see here. Cycle would be there, and I want to color it yellow. This would be 1 of 3. I'm really expecting a big push here. A huge push. Now, Eose, what are they? Who do they do? Blah, 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 blah. Let's just hop into the Discord really quick. Obi-Wan gave us a pretty good rundown the other day. I was looking at Soun and Wulf, of which, of course, there's a lot of short interest in Wulf. And the options chain isn't really all that attractive. Soun is pivoting bullish, which is nice. But again, its options chain isn't as liquid, or that's to say the premiums aren't as high as the others. But yeah, there's a lot of short interest here as well. And so... Obi-Wan ran his scanner, and so this is what his scanner looks like. Looks like we've got a stock and 5 option filters here, and he came up with Eose when he did that. The options chain looks really nice. Weekly chart looks bullish. So here we go. Let's break this down. He pulled a bunch of information. I think this is from MarketBeat. Can't remember which website this is. At any rate, so they design batteries. They're a manufacturer, and they use zinc instead of lithium ion, which I think is going to be really important moving into the future. And I need to look at where zinc is sourced from. If I'm not mistaken, lithium ion batteries are largely sourced from materials in China, which is not really great right now. I think whatever happens with China is going to bring the next crisis globally, financially, again, which is going to be ridiculous. But you can see institutional buying here, it picked up in the second quarter of 2023. And there's actually a lot of companies buying Soun too, which is really interesting. There's some overlap there, so maybe both of those are good. The short interest is trending down for the last couple months probably. And yeah, the cash flow, though, is all over the place. It's not looking super bullish in terms of cash flow. But overall, I think the analysis does support that we're going to get a big bullish push here. And so I am pretty optimistic about it myself. Going back over here, you can see that we've got a nice MACD swooped over to the positive side. The implied volatility here is picking up with the price, which I like. Volume is kind of flat, but the RSI is above 50 heading north. And again, I think we're going to see overbought reach several times through here. We may even see the oscillator hang out in overbought as price pushes higher and sets new highs. When we go over to the options chain, it looks really good. Calls on the left, puts on the right, and the strikes down the center. You can see that, for instance, for the 1st of September, the end of this week, you can sell a put and get 40 bucks. And all you have to do is put up $350 cash. This is a fantastic return, right? So let's do this. Let's just assume that the 350 put expires worthless. Price is currently at 375, and again, the indicators are showing bullish momentum, right? So let's just do the quick dirty math. We got 40 bucks. We put down 350 to cover the position, and you're looking at an 11% return in a single week. This makes it a better play than Fubo, really, and that's what I should be doing. I should definitely be looking to close my Fubo trade and then freeing up as much cash as I need to get into this trade instead. I'm going to be moving into this next week for sure, 100%. And maybe I put down some support and resistance levels. As you can see, this is just a bullish thing. We're breaking this downtrend, right? Big downtrend, and this is a big push up. We get a higher high above $5. The price targets start to get really, really appealing. Let's go into the weekly time frame here. If we're going to measure this initial impulse and then put down our extensions, 578's on the table, and if we get the 161.8% target at wave 3, we're looking at 796. This could be a fantastic rally. We could see this explode, really. You can see that the 50 period average through here what came in as support as price tested the uptrend and moved higher. I'm expecting to see this move bullishly on this time frame. You can see on the weekly time frame pretty clearly that volume is increasing with the price, implied volatility doing the same thing. And we've got a bullish cross and the MACD at the weekly time frame. So overall, I think Eose here is the way to go. And more than anything else, honestly, they're making fully recyclable batteries out of zinc with a 20-year lifespan. This is great. This is fantastic. This is the right direction I think we need to go in terms of energy, especially since they're non-flammable too. That's the next thing too, is they're non-flammable. So and this is kind of a thing that a trend that's unfolding is we're going to see more and more solar power brought into the residential and commercial industry. Just all buildings, I believe, are eventually going to be solar. The thing about that is they're going to be able to store energy, and so those batteries are going to be very important. Those flammable sorts of batteries in construction pose a threat to the buildings and life safety, and so a non-flammable zinc-based fully recyclable battery could easily become the standard for saving energy from solar-powered buildings. And so, honestly, this is a fantastic opportunity. I cannot wait to sell puts on Eose, probably starting next week. Of course, if the Fubo trade goes really well, we get a little pop in Fubo, and the mark here falls down to $1, I'll just close this position and wait 2 days, which will clear cash, and then I'll start selling puts on Eose. So that's what I have for today. Of course, it's a longer video. It's like 17 minutes. But whatever. I did say I was going to talk about my mistake in SPY today. So let's just go over there and we'll zoom in and we'll turn on the candlestick chart. This is what's so dumb. This is what's so dumb. You ready for this? And this is kind of embarrassing. So I was watching these trend lines in SPY today, and I traded a call through here, and I caught these 4 bars going up, which felt really good, and I stopped out at a profit right here. When price broke this uptrend, I bought a put, or so I thought, but actually I bought a call. I clicked the wrong box. I just clicked the wrong box. I called the trend reversal and then I was really confused. Like, why is my put not going up? And it's like, oh shit, it's a call, and price tanked. Luckily, I bailed out before we got all the way down here. And right now, I just YOLO'd into some 445 calls because I'm mad and I just want to wipe out my day trading cash. But it looks like we're actually getting support off of this gap zone, which could be really interesting. The next significant levels I see on the upside are 445 and 446. I can easily see SPY making some stupid run way up here, and if it does, great, then I'll recover my losses from today. Otherwise, I'm just at peace with being done day trading. I quit day trading. It's dumb. I hate it. I'm so done with it. I've gone through like 3 or 4 different cycles of me making money and losing money and making money and losing money and always quitting when I'm losing money, which is fine. Overall, my profit and loss for the year is pretty stable. Like, it really is very stable. And I have to just be open that, you know, yeah, I do lose money on the markets. I like to share more when I'm winning. Yes, I don't share as much when I'm losing. Duh. Anyway, that's what I have for today's video. It's kind of long. Thank you for sitting here with me for the last 20 minutes. Please like, comment, subscribe. The tip jar is always open. Please feel free to give me money. It all goes into this account. So anyway, I'm out of here. Happy trading.